Hey, I'm Blair Best. It's Thursday here on The Story, and tonight you filled our inboxes with your thoughts on what's being done to manage safety concerns at the Central Library in downtown Portland. We'll share what you had to say and where things go from here. Plus, we're taking you to a not-so-secret bar in a small town along the John Day River, how it's become a social destination. But first, a father was detained by ICE in Washington state after federal ICE agents used state data to find him. It's our big story tonight. An investigation has led to the state of Washington admitting it allowed ICE to hunt down and arrest undocumented residents with the help of state data. That's against Washington state law. Last week, our sister station in Seattle told the State Department of Licensing that ICE was illegally trolling its database to arrest people it wanted to deport. As investigator Kristen Goodwillie reports, after those questions, the state took action.
This security video from Camano Island in June shows ICE officers detaining Victor Vivanco Reyes, who's undocumented. He tried running from the feds by taking off in his landscaping truck and ran into the officers' cars.
I don't think that was necessary.
Neighbors say the response was overdone.
I was shocked because you would think that he committed murder.
Victor isn't a murderer. He is a father of a 3-year-old son. He was convicted last year of a gross misdemeanor and served 10 days in jail.
All the hard work. We feel really defeated that he did do all of the work and he was becoming a very, very different person, and now, like, all of that is just gone.
That's my little bro. That's my baby.
Victor is expecting another son with his partner, Jessica Solano. She says his detainment is devastating for their family.
It was like duck season, and they were having fun, or they were enjoying what they're doing, coming after people like that. Like the chase of it.
The King 5 investigators found border enforcement had help chasing Victor down from the state. Federal court documents show before agents arrested Victor, ICE identified him by reading his license plate on the scene and knowing that vehicle was registered to him. This is information that can be obtained by searching for data from the Department of Licensing, or DOL.
I feel like it was really odd that they were able to find him at one of the job sites that he was at.
Look.
Washington state agencies aren't supposed to share private data with the federal government for immigration enforcement. It's against the law. The Keep Washington Working Act prohibits this kind of collaboration unless there's a judicial warrant or a criminal investigation not related to immigration. In July, King 5 exposed DOL has a data sharing agreement with ICE. In the agreement, the feds promised not to use it for immigration enforcement. Since Trump's election in November, we found the feds' use of this database skyrocketed, up 188%. After that story, we've learned DOL's Deputy Director Alejandro Sanchez held a meeting with community advocates like the ACLU, Northwest Immigrant Rights Project, and UW. Sources tell us Sanchez said ICE was not misusing the state's database and that King 5 didn't have any proof. Angela Godoy was at that meeting.
He did not believe that the DOL information was being used for immigration enforcement purposes, which would have been an explicit violation of the executive order.
That DOL official was wrong. King 5 uncovered multiple cases where this form of data sharing led to the arrest with the purpose of deportation. The most clear case is this one. Federal agents detained an undocumented man named Wilmer with no criminal record in Kirkland.
In their notes, ICE officers wrote they conducted surveillance outside his home in May, saw a car parked near the residence, then ran a query of Washington State Department of Licensing records. That search revealed the vehicle was registered to Wilmer. With the help from DOL, they knew they had their man. We brought this case to DOL. They sent a statement saying King was wrong again. We confirmed, they wrote, no search was made by ICE leading to Wilmer's arrest.
A day later, DOL backpedaled. They confirmed ICE did violate ICE's agreement and used state data to find and arrest an undocumented resident. DOL and the governor's office tells me they shut down ICE's access to the state database right away.
DOL went on to say the terms of the agreement are very clear, as are the penalties for not following them. Even one violation is enough. It's that important.
Like, it is just kind of scary to think that just like anybody can be handing out your information to these officers. Boing, boing.
For families like Jessica's,
I'm tired.
it's about the human toll. The question of how Victor was found may have been answered for her, but the heartbreak remains.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, he's gone.
She has to explain to her 3-year-old why his father isn't here.
Say hello, world.
She has to give birth to their second son alone.
The despair, the panic, the separations of families, the violence, the chaos, like, I feel like it's all going to affect the future of this next coming generation.
Does it make you feel like you trust state agencies in Washington?
No, not at all.
The Department of Licensing sent a letter to ICE saying this agreement has been terminated. ICE has not responded to our requests for comment. Now, we looked into this in Oregon, asking the Oregon DMV for a list of all agencies with registered accounts. We got the list. Unlike Washington, federal agencies like ICE and U.S. Customs and Border Protection do not have accounts or access to DMV records in Oregon. Now, a spokesperson said the DMV doesn't give legal presence information to anyone but the Oregon Secretary of State, and Oregon laws prohibit federal agencies from using state record searches for immigration purposes. That extends to Oregon State Police, which told us that their law enforcement data system does not include immigration information. All right, now let's get to some of your thoughts on our big story last night, the latest chapter in the saga of public safety around Portland's Central Library downtown. Earlier this week, a man was stabbed and beaten with a skateboard after trying to intervene in an argument on the library's front steps. That brought renewed calls for major changes at the library from the head of the Portland Metro Chamber, who says Multnomah County Chair Jessica Vega Peterson needs to take accountability and make a meaningful change.
Radical departure from the status quo. Radical departure doesn't mean, we're going to think about doing things and we're going to have some events and we're going to put up a couple festive lights. Radical means radical. It means doing things completely different than what you're doing.
Okay, that was Andrew Hone. He even floated the idea of closing the library entirely. The county chair says she is committed to keeping it open. There is a library work group, people from the Portland Police Bureau, Multnomah County, and the City of Portland, to talk about how to improve safety. The library will present their analysis of their latest ideas on September 30th. One possibility is metal detectors. Here's what you all had to say.
I don't think putting a metal detector inside the library is going to solve anything. It's my personal belief that that sidewalk area is the city's responsibility. It certainly is not up to the county people who are hired by the library to be policemen, and it's also not fair that they should be put in danger just for providing a free public service.
We also heard from a viewer named Jim who lives downtown and goes to the Central Library often.
While I do appreciate the fact that there is more security guards there than there was before, I find that they are wholly inadequate. I have witnessed them numerous times congregating by themselves, chit-chatting, 3-4 at a time. I go into the lobby, there is one guard there, and I see him, and he's on his cell phone playing video games or texting his girlfriend or whatever. I would like armed guards, and I would like metal detectors at the entrance. They should take a lesson from the TSA.
But when it comes to the prospect of closing the library, even temporarily, many of you are split. Virginia told us, "I have been thinking the county must close the Central Library. It is too precious to treat with so much disrespect. The whole mess is surreal. Without the attractions it offers, perhaps the problems it represents will move elsewhere. I know that plan is no solution, but it is better than trashing the block and the magnificent building." And we'll end on this one from Stephen. "The library isn't the problem. The city and county's failure to provide housing, mental health resources, and enforce the law is. We have too many fragmented government bodies in Portland that need to start communicating and working together, not shift the blame." Well, it has been another busy wildfire season in both Oregon and Washington, and one of the region's prized industries is also feeling the effects. Wineries are seeing a growing problem with smoke-tainted grapes, but researchers at Oregon State University say they're one step closer to a solution, so growers don't have to dump the crop. Libby Dowsett with our Environment Northwest team has the story.
It's already been a punishing wildfire season in Oregon and Washington. The owners of Barrow Wine outside Lisle, Washington, had to sit and watch via their Ring camera app as flames from the Burdoin fire overtook their winery and outbuildings and scorched their vineyard.
Like red wine over there I could smell, and I could smell a lot of like white wine over here.
Nearby Core Cellars also saw damage.
It burned into our vineyard and then burnt a lot of landscaping, and the whole entire property that is, just grasses and wildlands was scorched.
In 2020, wildfires affected even more vineyards. Researchers at Oregon State's Wine Smoke Lab, which was created in response to the problems that year, say smoke-tainted grapes have become our new reality.
The unfortunate fact is that the intensity and the size of the wildfires is getting larger.
OSU assistant professor Cole Serrato says by the time tainted grapes make it to the OSU lab, the damage is often done.
It is kind of hard to hear some of the stories that are coming out from some of, especially these smaller winemakers that aren't sure if they're going to be able to continue doing these passion projects like they have, or part of their even sustainability for their own income.
I can see some kegs and small stainless steel tanks.
The Blossmans say they're not even testing their grapes since they have no place to make wine. And Core Cellars says about a third of their grapes will soon be on the ground.
We tested our vineyards for it, and it was like 20 times the threshold. So we're dropping all the fruit in our vineyard. So that's a no-go for this year.
But a solution is in the works, according to OSU enology professor Elizabeth Tomasino. She says researchers are making progress on a protective film to apply to grapes before wildfire season begins. And the film is showing positive results in the latest lab tests.
It is stopping some of the smoke compounds from getting through. Not all of them, but a significant amount.
She says one compound in particular is showing promise.
It's naturally a processing aid used in grapes, so we already use it in winemaking.
But Tomasino said a fully approved spray may still be years out.
It's just scary all around, from just a lifestyle point of view and people's homes and animals and all that, not to mention the fruit.
Libby Dowsett, KGW News.
Well, those at the lab are also working on fixes of their own. But instead of solutions for grapes on the vine, they're looking at tools for winemakers to use during the winemaking process to try and eliminate that smoky taste. Well, still ahead on the story, we head out to Eastern Oregon to find out why Matt Zaffino is going around with a branding iron.
This is one of the highest honors of my career. Oh yeah, burn baby, burn.
He joins us live to talk about the bar that sprouted up in the middle of nowhere. That's when the story returns. Well, it is time for us to get out there. Chief Meteorologist Matt Safino takes us to a small town along the John Day River where you can grab a drink at a not-so-secret bar that's become a local favorite for its unique setting.
Beyond the wheatlands and windmills of eastern Oregon, the sleepy town of Spray nestles beside the John Day River. These days, it's not as sleepy as it used to be. Thanks to Keith Mitchell, founder of Oregon's secret Silo Bar. Drawn by the river and the recreation it provides, Mitchell from Battleground, Washington, has been coming here for 20 years.
Well, 6-7 years ago, I was floating the river and always wanted to find river property that I could afford.
He found it, a sliver of land between State Highway 19 and the John Day River. Mitchell started building the first of 2 cabins, but there was nowhere to eat in town during construction. To solve that problem, Mitchell cooked up Topwater Pizza, which is now run by Keith's daughter, Grace.
Do you want me to make you a pizza?
As good as the pizza is, it was takeout only. People still needed a place to gather.
I'd have people come and order pizzas, 2-3 pizzas at a time. The ranchers would come, take the pizzas, take it back to the ranch.
That disconnect planted the seed to build a place where people could gather. He found a rancher in Weiser, Idaho, selling this grain silo, and from there the idea sprouted.
So this is a good time for some more musician yoga. Stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out.
Oh, I just figured, a grain silo would just fit in with this environment, with this area. I mean, a grain silo in Wheeler County, on the river, it would look natural.
Perched above the John Day River, the Silo Bar is perfectly placed. It's become a social hub that has transformed place into community. On a warm Friday night, the Silo Bar, named Ben's Place, is the place to hang out. Keith and his wife work the bar while musician Jesse Lee from Estacada draws a big crowd.
Yeah, I made that pink umbrella drink.
That's the mayor of Spray, Arcadius St. Laurent, dancing with his wife. St. Laurent says the Silo Bar has built community in a town that needed it for a long time.
Once this bar showed up, all the guys out on their rural ranches started showing up, and you've been able to see so many new faces that start showing up and getting to visit with and getting to know people better.
Ben's Place hasn't been there, done that, has definitely left its mark on the community. But the ranching community has also left its own mark, or marks, over 20 of them. So each one of these brands is from a local rancher that came in and branded the bar here in Spray. Keith, tell me about that. How'd that go down?
We had a branding party, and they all just brought their brands, and all of a sudden, we've had smoke and fire rolling over the top, and some people's brands burnt a bit, some people's turned out clean and crisp. And by the way, I kind of wanted to give you something here.
What? Oh, dude, is that a Z?
That's a Z.
That is fantastic. Arcadius the mayor is also the high school metal shot teacher. He crafted the brand Z for Zafino when he heard we were coming to town.
Brand Z. Let's go brand the bar. Brand Z and Ben's Place. This is one of the highest honors of my career. Oh yeah, burn baby, burn. Look at that smoke. I think we got her. Yes! Right on.
The Silo Bar has quickly and clearly become a local favorite.
2, 3. 'Cause life gets hard.
Owner Keith Mitchell gets a lot of satisfaction in return.
Yeah, I love to watch people walk through that front door, honestly, just get their reaction, because they're always blown away by the size or what it looks like and the way the windows kind of frame the river and the mountains around. That's one of my favorite things, is to watch people walk through that front door.
Name my favorite song.
And when they do, they see Eastern Oregon hospitality and community in full swing.
Come take your time and dance with me. Thank you, guys.
I love that so much. Matt Safino joins us now. Matt, talk to me. We saw it, but what was the vibe? What was it like to be there?
The vibe was so good. Everybody was so friendly and just so happy. And as I talked about in the story, it really did bring the community together. So ranchers had nowhere to go before that. Now they have a place to congregate and gather. There are picnic tables outside, so you get your pizza. By the way, the nearest pizza to Spray, before they put that pizza parlor in, hour and a half away.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
small town.
So it's been super important to the community, but the vibe is great. Keith, who's from Battleground, he actually milled some of the wood in the bar from a forest up near his home in Battleground. So it's local wood there. The vibe is just amazing.
How did you find this story?
So a friend of Keith's, a guy named Mark Shapiro, texted me and said, hey, you might want to check this out. It's pretty cool. It's called the Secret Silo Bar. And I'm like, what?
The Secret Silo Bar?
Exactly. I was like, I gotta so then I started texting with Keith. We tried to do a date way back in May, but the weather was terrible. The river was too high. It just wouldn't have been good. So we did it later on. And as I said, the vibe is just amazing. It's open Thursday through Sunday. So if you're going to go, make sure you go in those times. And they get live music on a lot of Fridays. That was Jessie Lee from Estacada.
Amazing.
She was fantastic. So.
I have to give you a shout out. Guys, he shot that all himself. Look at you, jack of all trades.
You know, it's fun. I get my drone out, and it's just fun to shoot some video like that and go out and do these stories. So
and tell me about the branding of the Z.
Right. So, ranchers, they have branding irons to brand their cattle with, and Keith was telling me they're doing this branding party. I'm like, that'll be great. It'll be great to shoot video of that. And then we actually missed the actual branding party when all the ranchers came in with their branding irons. But when I showed up, they're like, hey, we got a brand for you. I'm like, dude, that is amazing. Yeah. So it truly was an honor to put Brand Z on the bar like that. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, so you said it's open Thursday through Sunday.
Thursday through Sunday. And then he also built 2 cabins nearby, right next to it, that he let us stay in. And you can rent those. It's bensplacebar.com. Where you go to find out cabin rental info. But they're getting a lot of social media traction. People from all around Oregon, all around the Northwest, checking out the Secret Silo Bar.
Okay, Matt Savino, thanks so much.
You bet, Blair.
All right, guys, we're back right after this. Well, thanks to your generosity, more than 16,000 kids will get free school supplies as the KGW School Supply Drive wraps up. Earlier today, our partners gathered at the KGW lobby, sorting through the donation and all the supplies. Big thanks to Rick's Custom Fencing, Safeway, On Point Community Credit Union, and Schoolhouse Supplies. On Point has been a supporter from the very beginning.
We were founded by school teachers, so we know there's a need for supplies, for students to have what they need, so we're going to keep doing this year after year. This is helping those teachers and helping those students learn from day one.
And while our supply drop-off has ended, we still welcome you to donate online at kgw.com/school. Well, that is the end of our show, folks. Thanks so much for watching. Countdown to Kickoff is coming your way next, and you don't want to miss it. And don't forget, everyone has a story to tell. If you ever miss an episode of The Story at 6:30, we re-air it at 8:30 and 10:30 p.m. on our TV app, KGW+, which you can download for free right now on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. In the meantime, have a great Thursday night. Tomorrow on The Story, we'll be focused on the Transportation Special Legislative Session happening in Salem. We'll see you then.